Hello friends and welcome to my channel. I am Cher and it is great to have you all here on my channel. I typically vlog beauty, lifestyle, and occasionally parenting disabilities, mostly beauty these days. I am a professional makeup artist. I have recently gotten started with my practice. So I've been doing a lot of vlogs, a lot of videos on building my practice. Today I wanted to share with you my latest makeup haul. It's just some new items that I stocked up on for my makeup kit as I've been researching and still just trying to find all those extra colors and shades and products that are going to just really put that finishing touch on everything for my clients, set me apart, and just feel like I have everything that I need. As part of this, I wanted to test a little bit of it out for the first time with you here. We can kind of go through some of the products together. One of the biggest things I wanted to do was compare concealers. Recently, as I've been stocking my kit, I have been using a lot of drugstore concealers and a couple other ones, but mostly drugstore. And I've been trying to research more of a palette style of concealer and see how that works. And I did have a couple friends recommend the RCMA palette, which we'll go through in a minute, and I'll give them a shout out too in a few minutes. So I finally just kind of buckled down and got it. I had been wanting to look into it anyway. So we're going to test that out and we're going to see how it performs against the drugstore concealers. So, and that includes color correcting ones because I didn't have a lot of the color correcting shades in my palette either. So I really wanted to stock up a little bit more on those. So we're going to do a little comparison test, try them all out. Also going to try out the new palette that I got, a couple products. We're going to play with it. So come on along with me today. Just going to take you on a little tour of what all I got. So the very first one, which I'm super excited about, the Tartelette in Bloom palette from Tarte. I've been wanting this one forever. It's just kind of well known by everybody, and it is your perfect everyday palette. All those neutral colors and pinks, but I specifically felt that I really needed this for bridal because no brides want all the loud crazy colors that I'm playing with all the time. They all want the same things. They want neutrals and pinks and softs. So and we do a lot of shimmer. So it really, and even if they want a smoky look, you can also use that in this palette as well. So it has all those bridal colors that you need for the brides and the bridesmaids. So we're going to play with it and test it out. I've actually got it on my eyes right now. The other one that I was very excited about too. Oh, hold on. Okay. The Stila pink shimmer, or not pink shimmer. It's like liquid eyeshadow. This one is in the shade Kitten. You can see it on my eyes right now. We're going to play with it, but I'll show you. Just stunning, beautiful shimmer. And so one of the other staples of bridal makeup that you just really need is liquid eyeshadows and like shimmery shadows that make everything pop, because it's all about that pop in bridal. Love it. Okay. Next thing, as I was discussing earlier with the palette situation, we have the RCMA concealer palette. Okay, so this was designed for makeup artists. You can mix colors and blend. They've also got the foundation one in this. I didn't really feel the need to get the foundation one yet. It is on my list, but I really use my Arbonne for foundation, and my clients so far love that foundation. Everybody is always so impressed with it, and that's the first thing they comment on over anything else in my kit is the foundation. And so I've been sticking with it. And then on top of that, my last video, my previous video you may have seen, a link right here, is introducing the Luminous Airbrush foundation as well. So I'm going to be offering that to my clients. So I feel like I'm not in as much need on foundation, but the concealers were definitely getting out of hand. So just really looking into this palette to be able to kind of carry and, maximize my space, not have to lug around a whole bunch of concealers. But in addition to that, I got a bunch of different shades of, hang on a minute, the LA Girl color correctors. I got like every color, every shade. I didn't get the regular concealer. I just got like the color correcting ones. So we're going to walk through those too, because I have color correcting in my kit a little bit, but I only had like a little bit, and I just felt like I really needed a better range. So I want to test these out that are very cheap drugstore options compared to the RCMA palette and see how they compare. I wanted to try out the brow pomades. I only got one for right now. This is the color Taupe. But the other day, I'm not going to play with this today. And it's because I tried it out the other day. And the reason I got Taupe was I just wanted to play and see if Taupe would look better on my brows. See if it would give it a little bit softer look for me. And it looked ridiculous. It kind of came out more of an ashy color on me. So I don't feel like I can really properly test this. As far as the pomade goes, it went on well. Like, the application was pretty good. I just didn't like the color for me. So I may have to try it out in another color. But I did, you know, try this one out, which is a similar, I won't say it's a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow dip, but it's that same concept, you know, a brow pomade. I really like brow pomades because they're just, they really glide. You can get like a good angled brush, dip in them, and shape your brows like you want. So I do like those as an option. And I really love the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. So I wanted to just kind of see, well, gosh, for the LA Girl, I think it was, I can't remember how much, but I feel like it was like less than $5. So I was like, well, heck yeah, let's try that. So I did get that one in that haul. And in addition to that, lots of LA Girl lip pencils in addition to lip glosses. So I will be swatching all of that. I have to say I love LA Girl for lip liner. I think that they are fabulous for lip liner, and they're so cheap. They're like $3 a pop. So I've been doing a lot of like NYX and Milani. I think I like the LA Girl better. Honestly, I won't go so far as to compare it to MAC. Just MAC lip liners. I love MAC lip liners. These are almost up there with MAC for me, and they're $3. So I will probably be using nothing but like LA Girl lip liners in my kit after this, like LA Girl and MAC. I'm going to be going back and forth between those probably. So, but I'll swatch these for you. Okay. And then I did get some more lip liners as well. This is not LA Girl. We got some more NYX. I'm just always needing lip liners, like tons and tons of different colors, give me different options. And then I picked up a couple of Physicians Formula liners too, just to see how they are. I don't think I've ever tried their liners. We've got, so this is called the Rose Kiss All Day lip liner. Velvet lip color is what they're calling it. One is the shade Pillow Talk, and the other is the shade First Kiss. So some of those like pink ones. But again, I'll be swatching these later for you in the video. What else do we have? Oh, okay. Then we're going to talk about lip glosses. Okay, so I picked up a couple more of the LA Girl. I wanted to try their lip glosses. I have tried their lip glosses before, but I haven't gotten these particular colors. A lot of drugstore stuff, but when it comes to like lip liners and glosses, I tend to do more drugstore because I just feel like you can find the same stuff, you know, for like the really expensive stuff. I needed a few other staples, so I've already been using them, so I don't have them brand new to look at it, but my favorite brushes, I need brushes, okay? I need like more backup brushes, and I need really good quality ones. So my absolute favorite brushes to work with, there's a couple brands. One is Sigma, and one is the Jaclyn Hill collection. I just love those two brushes. Those are the ones I work with the most. So anyway, I got another set of Jaclyn Hill brushes. It comes in this cute little bag like this, and I got, I think it was like her, the eyeshadow brushes, a big packet of the eyeshadow brushes. And it's fairly pricey, but it is so worth it to me. So I would probably stock up on another bundle too. But I just needed another bundle. I already had one. So I got a second bundle of these. as well as a Sigma foundation kabuki brush. I just needed another foundation brush, and I always need another concealer brush too. So both of these from Sigma, these are like my favorite ones, the concealer and the foundation. These are like my ride or dies. So with the concealer one, this is the F79 Concealer Blend Kabuki. And the foundation one is the F80 Flat Kabuki. Okay, in addition to that, speaking of brushes, I just basically, I'm always needing more beauty blenders. So stocked up on some more of these from Amazon. Okay, and then the other thing I had to stock up on, these are used ones from it, but the full ones are buried somewhere in there and I didn't feel like getting them out. Okay, I've discovered that I've been playing with a lot of different lashes, and one thing that I tend to do for my kid is I would just find whatever promo codes on Amazon were running for me being in blogging. I get a lot of discounts. I can get lashes for like a whole bunch of them for like $6. And so I would just, whenever I saw deals like that, I would stock up. But I was doing a lot of practicing. Now that I have clients and I'm using lashes on them, you really just can't, you got to be picky with your lashes. You can't just use any lashes. The lashes make all the difference on if they like stay on, if they pop up in the corners or not, and the glue as well. So I'm pretty much sticking to, for now, you know, for drugstore and all, it's pretty much Ardell. The 421s, these are the best ones that my brides don't freak out about as much. They really are working good. And then the Demi Wispies, some of them really prefer. So I just had to go and stock up on a bunch more lashes. I've also applied to them to try to get the professional account, but so far I have not gotten through. I've got to upload a few more documents because I'm going to be buying these in so much bulk that I really need like the professional account prices. So I'm working on that. And then along with that, I switched over to the Duo brush lash glue, and that has made a big difference too. I mean, super cheap at the drugstore, but I can't use any other lash glue besides this and really rely on it. So the glue and the lashes just make all the difference. So stocked up on those. And then I also needed to get, these are like what you get at the hairdresser where they cover you, you know. I needed some of these because I had been getting, especially when you're dealing with like translucent powder and setting powders, I get powder all over my poor clients, all over their clothes. If they're wearing black, it's just like they're covered in powder. So I've started covering them. So I had to get some of these and stock up on them. Some Amazon goodies. And then some other Amazon goodies. I needed more little sample cases. So two things I use these for. One is just, you know, I've told you before I sell Arbonne. And so a lot of times if people are trying out like foundations or what have you, I can send them with a sample home or different samples if they need it or shipping to them. And these are fabulous. So I always keep these in my kit too, just for people to have samples. But the other use for it is to make bridal kits. So for my brides, I give them a little touch-up kit to take with them. I have like my business card. I have different, actually here, I'll show you one that I have made already. Well, here is my upcoming bride's little kit I'm going to start putting together for her. It'll have her lip kit for sure in here. I even leave a little bit of lash glue if she feels brave enough to try to reapply lashes if she has a problem with lashes. I leave a little dab of powder to help touch up. Just things like that they might need to retouch throughout the day because, you know, I'm there doing their makeup usually early in the morning, but they're going all day doing their pictures and their wedding doesn't start till like 4 in the afternoon typically. And then I'm not there by then. So it's just that they have a way to especially touch up the lipstick. That's the number one that goes first. So anyway, I had to get a bunch more of these little baggies so I could make my bridal kits, and then needed more of the samples to leave them all of these things in it. So that is what my little touch-up kits look like. So that was included in my haul. I know it's not makeup, but just some of these behind the scene things that, you know, just beauty supplies that you need as part of the business. Oh, and the one that I forgot, I wanted to tell you about these palettes. I've mentioned these early on in my videos. What used to be Mascara Beauty, it's an MLM company as well. There's a lot of people that sell it, but now it's called Saint. They've rebranded and renamed themselves Saint. I love these palettes. It's mostly like all cream based palettes, and they focus a lot more on like base colors, but it's very versatile because you can use a lot of your base colors for other things like blush, brows, eyeshadow, you name it. So it's really like the concept is making your life more simplified. And I had gotten really into it and stocked up on a lot of other stuff a while ago, but I recently had another friend that invited me to a party, and it reminded me like how much I loved a couple of the shades in that and how versatile it would be and help me out with my kit too. So what I did was I restocked on a couple of colors. I wanted to tell you about this highlight. Is like the best highlight I have ever used in my entire life, and it's from Saint. It is called Glamazing, and now I've been putting it on like every single client as my main highlight. That's like what and it pops. It is so beautiful. It has the most gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shimmer ever. So I stocked up on that as well. I'm going to probably restock on several of their shades, and especially fill up on all of their lip shades to have for clients, so that I have lip palettes now in addition to my concealer ones. And this is going to help me with, you know, really being a lot more efficient. And if I need to travel and have more of a portable option, that I'll have more palettes that I can carry around with me instead of a lot of foundations and concealers and lipsticks and, you know, so many of those. If I just had like one little lip kit with, you know, some pinks and browns options for brides and bridesmaids, with just a couple of like lip pencils that I bring along, that would save so much more. But I think my favorite shade from them, I just restocked this one, is called, what was this one? This one was Plum. And of course, I also forgot that I had to stock up on a whole bunch more lip brushes because I go through these like crazy too. But what we're going to do now, I kind of gave you an overall tour of everything that we got in the haul. What we're going to do now is we're going to test out a couple things, especially these concealers, and we will go from there. So the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of try out and test my drugstore makeup versus the palette. So the peaches and oranges are good for more of your darker spots, like under eye, you know, do you see my under eye bags here? You know, more of the blue colors, even like dark age spots, good for canceling that out. So thinking about your color wheel, and you know, your oranges and peaches are kind of that color canceling color for the more blue and purpley colors here. So I always will do more of like an orange or peach first, and then come back in with the regular concealer. I would say then come back in with foundation, but I don't usually put like foundation over it too. You're going to start getting kind of cakey and all that. But I would do 2 layers, one of the color correcting and then one of regular concealer to kind of hide those spots. So we've got, it's just going to depend on how tan somebody is and how dark their spots are as to what colors you go with. We've got kind of the lighter peach, but then you can go up to the darker like orange just about. So I kind of just judge it by their skin tone, and we may have to go up darker if, you know, they got darker issues. Then you have your greens. This is going to be more for redness. So if you've got acne going on, like for example, do you see this spot? I just had problem with acne the other day, and I had to come in with a little green and dab over it. And so it's just, how green do we need it, basically. So I got both of those shades. And then the yellow, this kind of goes hand in hand with like orange and peach, but yellow is pretty good for a little more of like a purpley blue tone, if you're noticing those more kind of issues. Whereas your peach orange, might just be darker tones in general. So anyway, I needed this full range. I'm gonna test these out. But the big one, concealer palette that I got was the RCMA makeup. This is a full-blown palette that has all the different colors in it. So it makes it fabulous for not having to tote around a whole bunch of different concealers. And not only do we have some color correcting in here, we've also got all the concealer shades as well. And if you can't find somebody's shade in here, you can mix a couple together to find the right blend to make a good shade. So this is fabulous. I would give a shout out though to my girls, Jennifer Larson. If you're not checking out her channel, check her out. And also my girl Tanaj. Both of them have YouTube channels, and they both recommended this palette, which I was kind of just looking in general at palettes, and I was also looking at the MAC concealer correctors, but they had mentioned these too. So I was like, you know what? I am just going to nab this one. So thanks, girls, for giving me that recommendation, because this is going to really streamline and make life so much easier, I think. But I do want to try out both. I have not tested. I have played around a little bit with the LA Girl ones, and I was really impressed, but I have not played around with this one yet. So you guys are going to come along with me to kind of test them out. I think I might do like one side maybe LA Girl and the other side this RCMA palette and see how they perform. Test that out real quick. So let's get started. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my normal concealer that I would do on my eyes. So I've already got my brows done. So on one side, I'm going to do my normal concealing with I usually in my kit, I have a different range of concealers, as I've discussed before. I gave you a tour of my makeup kit that you can click on, check out that video. But I usually carry a lot of drugstore concealer. I usually try to go with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I've also got some Tarte Shape Tape. And I had the Maybelline Instant Rewind, which I don't really care for because of the sponge application now, so I'll be replacing that. But anyway, so I'm going to test out how I would normally have done my concealer or a client's concealer. I'm going to do some e.l.f. Camo on one side, and I'm going to test out this RCMA on the other side and compare how they perform. So let's get started. Okay, my video is getting a little too long, so I decided to go ahead and do a voiceover. I'm just going to walk you through this. We're using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer to try it out on one side, and I love my e.l.f. Camo, but as you can see, I'm having to do a couple of layers of it. And then we're going to do a beauty blender and get it all blended out. Next, we're going to use the RCMA on the other side. So I started applying it, and I realized, wow, it had a fabulous finish. I didn't have to apply more than one. The awesome thing about these is they are vegan and cruelty-free as well, I believe. Did I read that it was, it's gluten-free also? So all those things that I look for is perfect. All right, so what do you think here is the difference? I think that I might just like this better, but I still love my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So both really do work, but this is just such a great fix for not having to lug it around everywhere. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is now start with some color correcting and compare. So this is the drugstore side, this is the RCMA side. And just pump it out on my hand so that I can still use this concealer on clients if need be. And sorry, my kids, everybody, my whole family is downstairs talking. All right, so we're going to cover some of these spots here, some of the blue. Okay, and I'll walk you through this one also. So I started applying that orangey to kind of cover some of the blue spots, and I'm blending it out with a beauty blender. We've got the LA Girl on one side and the RCMA on the other. I was noticing it was kind of harder to spread with the RCMA. However, it did really blend into the skin a lot better. Okay, and then trying out the green now to cover the red spots. I've got a couple just old acne scarring and some age spots that are a little more red. I don't know, whatever spots they are. Then we're gonna come back over it with our Camo Concealer the regular way on one side, and then on the RCMA side, we're gonna go back with that old RCMA concealer as well. And just having to still kind of come back over with the Beauty Blender. I noticed that the green, when using the green with the RCMA, it was a very clear color. So it just really didn't show up to cover those red spots. Okay, so far I feel like the color correcting, the LA Girl is doing a better job of hiding the color and canceling out colors. But the RCMA is so much more even and a better blend. This one's a little more cakey than this one. So it's like, I feel like for color correcting, I may stick to my LA Girl. I don't know. We'll see. And then for regular concealer, I am absolutely loving this RCMA. But I'm going to put on some foundation and see how it all looks overall. And that will give us a better feel too. Okay, so now coming back in with some foundation, and I'm going to use that wonderful new Sigma foundation kabuki brush. Absolutely love it. It goes on like a dream. And I'm using the Arbonne. I think I was using honey beige. I'm usually a buff, but the honey beige works for my color and shade also. Much better. So smooth. This side's just, you know, you can see all the little texture coming through. This one, so much less texture. Okay, so I'm loving the RCMA, the finish of it, blendability and all of that. As far as the blemishes go, honestly, you know, it's fairly covered. What do you think? Because you can still see some stuff coming through over here. This is just a little mole, but that was a little age spot there and my pimple there. You know, the texture is obviously going to always come in. I don't feel like it did a great job of, I don't think this green did a good job of covering the acne. So I'm still not so sure about the color correcting on this RCMA, but I feel like the finish, the regular concealers in it, fantastic. Fantastic. So love that. It is doing a better job than my drugstore concealers were. So I think we are, I'm loving that. So that was a great way for me to know and experiment. Next thing we're going to try out is the Tartelette in Bloom by Tarte. Love this palette. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the voiceover again. I'm just going over the eyes with the color Sweetheart. It's a very light kind of pinky color. And I was just thinking more on the light pinks. I don't have many pinks, honestly, I can do. And then we come in with another color. This one is called Rebel. Just touching up along the outer V corner here. Got to make sure to blend it. And then we're going to come in using Stila, that color Kitten, and put it all along the eyelid here. I am just loving that sparkle. It has such a gorgeous pop for bridal. And I was using these Jaclyn Hill brushes to do the eyeshadow look. This is going to be probably some of the staples in my bridal makeup. This combination for a lot of the like neutral sparkly colors and even like slightly soft pink. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of that. Okay, and then I decided to complete the look with using this LA Girl blushing color. We're using that to line the lips, and then I came in with MAC Modesty as the matte bullet lipstick. So, you know, I got this red I'm talking about, but these two are LA Girl as well, lip glosses. So one is, this one's called Plush, and this one is called Luscious. So let's swatch them real quick. I'll show you how they look on the hand. So that's Luscious. That might be a little pink for what I'm going for. We might want a more subtle pink. So let's see if this one will do the trick. That's probably going to be a better one. So this one was the plump, I think, a Plush. Okay, so let's go with this one. What do we think? Voila. I do like it, kind of plumps it up a little. I like that color. That's good. And these LA Girl ones do sting my lips. So I don't know what's in it that does that, but it doesn't like irritate me throughout the day or anything. But when I'm first putting it on, I feel kind of a sting. So, but I do like that color. That color's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch up some of the other lip glosses for you. Or that was that lip gloss. Let's go. I've talked about this in an Instagram post. This is Revlon the Gloss. Makes an amazing red, so perfect for this winter season. So check out my Instagram. You can see it on me and it looks amazing. But here it is on my hand swatched for you. And I love to layer this with, you know, any red lipstick, but the lip liner that is like my to-go lately is LA Girl Berry Wine. So good with this color. So look at that. So I like to pair that up with that gloss and then whatever like reds on a lipstick, like on a, I usually don't do like a drugstore for my bullets usually, but I'm gonna swatch up a couple more of these liners that I got. So you saw that I had used blushing. So this one is also LA Girl. This is called Flesh. So it's going to give you almost like it's more on the browns, you know, but that lighter brown, like I wouldn't even say pink. It's going to be more of a, if anything, it'd almost be towards the peach side. Physicians Formula. This one is, was it Rosé? No, a Pillow Talk. I think they're copying Charlotte Tilbury, huh? Pillow Talk right there. And then this one is, where is it? First Kiss. All right. So First Kiss, Pillow Talk. Fairly similar colors, Physician Formula. I like these. They glide a lot. But I have noticed the more glidey, the less it stays on over time. So I don't know. There's downfalls. Okay. Then we have a little bit of NYX. And the latest ones I got were the pale pink. This one, I think, well, you'll barely see, but okay, it's almost like a light, you know, like almost like a lilac color. So that'll be good for like, I do have a couple lilac lipsticks, but very few brides are probably going to want that. I don't know. That's very light lips. That barely shows up on my lips, to be honest with you. Magnetic Mauve is the next one from NYX. Okay, and I have, this one is a pretty good one. Goes well with like the pinks. So there's my when we want to make that really like really pinky color, like more mauve color, that's a good one. So I have actually been using this one a lot since I got it. And that hasn't even been that long since I got it. Okay, and then Pink Wink. I have not, it wasn't quite what I was thinking when I got it. So this is Pink Wink, very pink. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it, but you know, those who like just love that like kind of bright pink. Okay, so I think that was it on the lip liners. Just wanted to kind of do a few swatches and give you an idea. And as I come up with some color combos, I can always do those in the future because that's almost like a science in itself, is finding the right lip combinations for brides and professional makeup. Okay, that's actually probably everything I was going to put on for you. So I think that really about wraps it up. Hope this helped some, just give some ideas and give you a little sneak peek of what it's like trying to play around and find all the right colors for bridal and the professional makeup kit. I hope to bring you some vlogs really soon here of some makeup on clients and some different client looks, and hope that that will be very enjoyable for you, something that you might be interested in. Stick around for more episodes, hit like and subscribe, and make sure you turn the notification bell on so you can see more like this if you are interested in this kind of content in the future. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.